Ever wondered what happens when you flush the toilet in an airplane? It's a question that's crossed most of our minds at some point. Whether it's out of sheer curiosity or a means to distract from the turbulence, the mystery of airplane toilets is one that's been puzzling passengers for decades. Airplane toilets operate differently than the ones we have at home. When you flush at home, water carries the waste away through a series of pipes and into a sewer system. But at 36,000 feet in the air, that's not quite possible. So what exactly happens when you flush in an airplane? That's the question we're here to answer today. Airplane toilets, or lavatories as they're officially known, employ a technology that's quite different from your typical household toilet. Instead of using water to flush away waste, airplane toilets rely on a vacuum system. This system is not only efficient, but also incredibly modern, allowing for waste to be disposed of without the use of large quantities of water. The purpose of this video is not to gross you out, but rather to shed light on the intriguing engineering solutions that make air travel possible. It's about appreciating the complexity of something as seemingly mundane as a toilet flush. Now that we've set the stage, let's delve deeper into this mystery. How does the vacuum system work? Where does the waste go? How does the airplane manage to conserve water? And most importantly, how do they fight the inevitable odor? These are some of the questions we'll be answering in the coming scenes. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a journey into the fascinating and somewhat gross world of airplane toilets. So let's dive into the fascinating world of airplane toilets. So, you're in the airplane toilet and you've just hit the flush button. What happens next? You might be surprised to find out that the process is quite different from your typical home toilet flush. The moment you press that flush button, an unseen hero of aviation hygiene springs into action: the vacuum system. This ingenious bit of engineering doesn't rely on a large amount of water to flush away waste. Instead, it employs a powerful stream of air. Imagine an invisible force, much like a gust of wind, but far more powerful. This is the vacuum system. As soon as you hit that flush button, this airstream is created, and it's this force that forms the foundation of the entire flushing process. The vacuum system is so efficient that it doesn't require a lot of water to do its job. In fact, it uses less than a half gallon of water per flush. This is a stark contrast to the 3.5 to 5 gallons used by a typical home toilet. This reduction in water usage is not only great for conserving water, but it also helps to keep the airplane lighter, saving on fuel costs and reducing the plane's carbon footprint. But it's not just about water conservation and efficiency. The vacuum system also ensures a hygienic environment. It's designed to quickly and effectively remove waste, minimizing the risk of any unpleasant odors or bacteria lingering in the toilet. So in that split second after you've hit the flush button, the vacuum system is already hard at work. It's creating that powerful airstream using minimal water and ensuring a clean, hygienic space. That's just the start. Now, where do these wastes go? Well, stay tuned, because we're about to take a journey that few have ever embarked on before. The journey of waste in an airplane toilet. So, the wastes have been sucked away by the vacuum, but where do they end up? Well, the answer is both fascinating and a bit surprising. Once the vacuum system is activated with the push of a button, the waste is transported away from the toilet bowl with great speed. But the journey doesn't end there. The waste is then transported to a special tank specifically designed to handle such materials. This isn't your average household septic tank. This is a high-tech, specially engineered container that's built to withstand the rigors of flight. The tank is also designed to prevent any unpleasant odors from escaping and disturbing the passengers on board. Now you might be wondering, what happens to the waste once it's in the tank? Well, the waste remains in the tank for the duration of the flight. Whether the flight is a quick hop between cities or a long-haul trip across continents, the waste stays securely stored in the tank. But what happens when the plane lands? The waste doesn't just stay in the plane forever, does it? Of course not. Once the aircraft has safely landed and the passengers have disembarked, a special ground crew steps in. Their job? To empty the waste tank. These trained professionals, equipped with special equipment, safely and hygienically remove the waste from the tank. It's then transported to a waste treatment facility on the ground. Here, the waste is treated and processed much like any other waste, turning it into something that can be safely returned to the environment. So from the moment you push that flush button to the time the waste is processed on the ground, there's a whole journey that takes place, a journey that is essential for maintaining hygiene and comfort in the sky. That's the journey of the waste. But what about the water usage? Water is a precious resource, even more so when you're thousands of feet up in the sky. Imagine for a moment the amount of water that gets flushed down our toilets every day. Now think about the fact that an airplane toilet uses less than a cup of water per flush. That's right, less than a cup. This is a stark contrast to the 3 to 5 gallons of water that a standard household toilet uses. This is where the genius of airplane toilet design comes into play. You see, the vacuum system used in airplane toilets doesn't rely on water to transport waste. Instead, it uses a powerful suction mechanism. When you push that flush button, it activates a valve in the toilet bowl, creating a vacuum effect. The waste is then swiftly and efficiently sucked away into an onboard storage tank. This innovative design not only saves a significant amount of water, but also reduces the weight of the aircraft. Less water on board means less fuel needed to keep the plane in the sky, which in turn leads to lower carbon emissions. So, while airplane toilets might seem a little intimidating with their loud flush and rapid suction, they are actually an example of smart, sustainable engineering. They serve a dual purpose of conserving water and reducing the environmental impact of air travel. This is not to say that water isn't used at all in airplane toilets. A small amount is used to clean the bowl after each flush. But again, this is minimal compared to traditional toilets. And there you have it. Airplane toilets are not just about dealing with our natural needs in an efficient manner. They also play a significant role in water conservation and environmental sustainability. Remember, the next time you're flying and you push that flush button, you're not just sending waste on its way. You're also playing a small part in a larger effort to conserve water and protect our environment. We've all experienced unpleasant smells in toilets, but in an airplane it's a different story. High above the clouds, the battle against odor is waged with a blend of modern technology and smart design. Airplane toilets employ powerful odor prevention systems. These are not just your run-of-the-mill air fresheners, but sophisticated systems designed to tackle smells at their source. When you flush, a non-stick coating in the bowl helps ensure waste doesn't linger, while strong airflow whisks away odors before they have a chance to spread. But the fight doesn't stop there. The waste tank itself is sealed and pressurized, preventing any offensive odors from escaping back into the cabin. Some airplanes even use a special deodorizing fluid that's added each time the toilet is flushed, further neutralizing any potential smells. These systems combined create a surprisingly odor-free experience, ensuring the comfort of passengers and crew alike. So, that's how airplane toilets manage to stay fresh. Interesting, isn't it? So, now you know the secret behind the airplane flush. It's a symphony of systems working in unison to ensure a clean and odor-free experience, even at 35,000 feet above the ground. We've delved into the vacuum system, a powerful air current that whisks away waste into a special tank, a feat of engineering that ensures the process is smooth and efficient. We've also discussed the minimal water usage in airplane toilets. It's not just about saving resources, but also about reducing the weight of the aircraft for a more fuel-efficient flight. And let's not forget the odor prevention systems in place. These systems work tirelessly to ensure that the cabin remains fresh and pleasant despite the many uses of the restroom over the course of a long-haul flight. So the next time you're on a flight and you use the restroom, you'll know exactly what happens when you flush.